Welcome dear students, and today we are going to talk about this another important aspect in participatory extension approaches, that we all know nowadays we cannot have independently, single-handedly we cannot do anything. Many of the times when the group is engaged, the success rate is more. So in that criteria, we have to talk much about the group-led extension process. We all know that is alarming difference between the extension as well as farmers, number population, farm families. So is it not possible to individual extension worker goes and doing all the extension approaches. So in this particular attempt, the government of India is highly giving importance to group oriented approach or group led extension approaches. There are so many examples that we can quote, especially the very example from my own university, group farming approach, that is for rice farmers, that was taken place. So it was widely appreciated. Even the government of India wanted to replicate this one to the different states also. So why we want to have the group? We know individually we cannot do that. So we want to disseminate the information. Suppose I am giving the information to you. You are a single person. So how much effort that you will take to spread these informations to more number? It will take considerable time and effort. But at the same time that I am giving the same type of information for a group of people. So what will happen? 10, 20 people will be there assembling over there. I am giving this information, disseminating this information. It reaches many-fold. So that is the advantage of group-led extension. So it's a way of dissemination of information and technologies of agricultural and rural development through a group of farmers, group farmers. And here the only thing that we have to consider is we have to select good type of farmers or group of people. Then only our mission will be successful. Otherwise, if you try to say नाम के वास, आपका मालूम है क्या? नाम के वास, just for sake, if you mobilize the people, it's not possible for our mission. So we have to select a group of people, those who are really interested. We can disseminate the technology, and it aims to develop the local skill and empower the local people. The most important concept nowadays, is not only helping, not only facilitating, not only enabling. The most important is empowering yourself. What do you mean by empowering? Empowering means you are giving extra attention, as well as they are making equipped. That is called empowering. We are independently making people to equip themselves. That is called empowering. So what will happen in group-led extension? We are empowering the local people to go for this one. And a lot of interesting that happens with this to solve their own problems. The principles of group approach, I already told you, individually is a lot of time consuming process. If the group is involved, the efficiency will be more, because it gives greater coverage. Very typical example, a group of farmers, they are cultivating the rice in a particular area, and all the farmers, maybe 100 farmers, are going for a single variety over a season, and we try to give the information how much time it will take and what is the type and efficiency of extension worker to meet the individual all the farmers. It will take lot of time. But at the same time, you are calling all the people, those who are cultivating the rice, assembling over that, they are forming a group, and we are disseminating information to this type of group. Naturally the efficiency will be more. 100, the message will be reaching simultaneously. Otherwise what will happen? If you try to give some sort of information to one person and another person, there is a distortion of message. Simultaneously we are giving the message, means efficiency will be more. Effectiveness, learning environment. Rather than telling one people I am covering a group of people, the learning environment will be more. Then collective action, new ideas and practices being advocated, and new decision at higher level. That is collective decision making. Suppose I want to, very typical example, there are some of the very good commodity groups are there. You can watch, you are all people that you are experienced in the Atma and other extension reform, in which the major concept is FIG. What do you mean by FIG? Farmer interest group. CIG, what is that? Commodity interest group. So these are all the different type of self-help groups. So they are empowering themselves. So the collective action is the most important. They can be able to bargain with the government related with the price. The sugarcane. We know Maharashtra is a belt of sugarcane. In Maharashtra, the sugarcane lobby, the sugarcane producers association, is able to bargain with the farmers, the government of India, whether we can go for export or import of the sugarcane. So that much powerful this group farmers. So that is a collective action is possible when we are united as a group. And equity, all the persons in a particular group will be having equal powers and equal distribution of benefits out of it. So these are the four principles of group-led extension and why we want to join group. Synergy, you have heard about the term synergy. What do you mean by synergy? Any idea? Synergy means synthesized energy. When we happen to see about synergy, 2 plus 2, what is it? Normally used to say is a 4, it is not 4. 2 plus 2 is greater than 4. So that is a concept of synergy. When a group of people join together, individual people will have some energy and the combinations of these will have some more energy. So that is a synthesized energy. So group energy is another important phenomena that happens in the group approach. And support and commitment. See, a group of people, they are more willing to take major problem in a larger project. When we join group, what will happen? See, sometimes I may be a little hesitant. Why should we go for this type of action? I may have some sort of hesitance. And some other people know that I have seen some of the results. Some of the farmers are already gone for this one. It benefited more. So this type of consultative process will happen in the group. So support and commitment will happening simultaneously. That is also advantage of group. Interpersonal needs such as inclusion, control and affection. These three are the most important thing. Inclusion, control and affection. Affiliation to this some sort of groups. And why? What are the benefits of groups? Already that in the beginning that I told you, it have lot of benefits in achieving some of the missions and efficiency. Effective and sustainable functioning of farmer group and reduce the burden of individual farmers. Individual farmers cannot have single-handedly. They try to interact with the people and farmers can share the implements machinery, most important thing. In particular cases, some of the farmers they have gone for the centered rice, centered rice, basmati rice. In that happens, what happened? The farmers are not able to make the milling of that particular one. Milling of this basmati rice requires special technology. In that case, what happened? The farmers, cooperative, they try to hire machinery. So that is possible because of the basmati rice owners group is there. Otherwise, in single-handedly we cannot go for this milling process. So that advantage is that we can share the implements and farmers can articulate the needs and interest. Organize services, input and credit. Say, you might have heard about the lot of changes that happens in Kerala, especially vanilla crop, vanilla crop, from which we are making this vanillin for the ice cream. So farmers started cultivating the vanilla, and even the gold shops in Kerala is not having such a security. But the security for the grape, vanilla yard is more severe than the gold shops, because 1 meter of vanilla runner is cost you 1,000 rupees. Farmers used to steal this from the gardens. So what happened this one? In that type of things we want to have some sort of input. That is, farmers are in need of it, but they are not able to get it. Now the season is gone, the charm is gone, and likewise periodically some definite demand happens in some of the crop. The input and credit requirement will be taken care by the group members, and strengthening the farmers' bargaining power with the traders. I already told you, same thing that happens. Very typical example that happens in Theni. Theni is a place in Tamil Nadu. So the very versatile land pattern in Theni, in which the major one of the crop is grapes. And the grapes farmers, they are making it, and at the time of berry formation, if the rainfall occurs, the berry will burst, nobody will take it. So before that they have to try to have some sort of things. So they are having association, the growers association group, grape farmers group. They try to interact with the government to get some sort of insurance, some sort of other type of benefits from the government. So that much of type of things bargaining is possible with these type of groups. Reduce the public sector extension cost. So that is another important thing. I told you extension cannot be a public extension is hereafter is not possible, because the alarming farming population, the extension worker ratio is coming down. We cannot meet the requirement of all the farming group. So in that cases, some of the self-help group is taking care of this particular extension work. So it is actually a facilitation process for already extension mechanism, existing extension mechanism. These are some sort of advantages of the groups. So after seeing all these we are interested in know what are the different types of groups. We have heard a lot number of groups. So we try to see some of the fundamental classification of groups. Informal group. This type of group is not having a solid structure and is short term. Very specific agenda will be taken and they try to achieve this one. Say for example, that I already told you, farmer interest group, commodity interest group, something related with the extension reform. Already that you might have already got sufficient exposure in this area. Then formal group, when we say informal group, that is a formal group, more planned structure and specific purpose. Water users association is a very typical example for the informal group, highly structured one. And farmers club, the lot number farmers club that is registered with the NABARD assistance. Then self-help group, formal to tackle social common problem, discover the resources and accept the responsibility. So these are all the different types of classification. Then how once you are knowing about the different types of groups, you must know what are the factors influence the group performance. When we say the group successful, it has to perform. What are these? Communication and the cooperation. All the group members has to communicate and they have to cooperate for the common venture. And the shared leadership. The leadership is taking the full responsibility with the members and followers to do most of the activities. Interpersonal work group process, intra-group trust, mutual trust. That is another important thing required for the group of members. And workload sharing, that is many of the times happens. A group is 20 persons will be there, one person will be a leader, he always give a dictatum, do this that thing, and group of people will be there. In that also a majority of the people will not do any type of work, but a very good leader has to invite all the people for equal responsibility of the group. So such a type of things means the workload sharing will be very easy. Then the group structure, normally we used to say 10 to 20 is a small group, and if it goes beyond 40 is a big size group. So the group structure, cohesiveness is a binding force, how all the members in a group are binding each other. So that is a cohesiveness of the, when a group is not having any cohesiveness, there is no meaning in talking about this group. So cohesiveness, that is a binding force, is very much required for the cohesive group. Formation of group, that is very interesting. We want to start or we want to form a group, and normally you know that lot number of groups that is performing for different purpose, and we are much concerned about some of the groups that is very much looking after the agriculture purpose. So in that forms, normally there are 4 or 5 stages in the formation of group. First one is a forming stage. Formation, we are decided, all the members, like-minded personality, LMP, they try to make that we want to form a group for the common cause with respect to some crop or for agriculture purpose or agri and allied aspects. And once a formation is there, that is we are not sure about the structure, we are not sure about the formation and all, but we decided to have the forming. And the second stage is a storming stage, that is we try to have interpersonal conflict. I want to have this one, that group has to, this type of things is required, this type of activities has to perform. So there is a lot of discussion is going on, that we can say is a conflict of ideas. So conflict of ideas is always good for a growth. And the norming stage is method of working together. Once the storming stage, everything is settled, we have to go for a norming stage. In that really the problem happens with the working together. The next stage is a performance. All problems are settled, we have to show what we are, what type of group that we are. That is a performing stage. And finally what will happen, for everything there is a hike and a downfall. So what will happen, some of the times we feel the group is going in a distorted way, there is a possibility of adjournment of the group, adjoining the stage. So these are all different stage in the formation. The process of group, the more important thing that happens in the group process is the communication is one thing that we all know. The decision making process is the most important thing. When 2 minds are there, it cannot go together. So a small group, 3 people cannot go together. So the decision making, we have to go for democratic and consensus way of process. Then collaboration and competition, and leader behavior style. There are different type of leadership that I am not going in detail about this, all these one. The group cohesiveness that I already talked to you, that is a group process. And that is a different type of things that happens in the group dynamics, is a participation, the leadership process, a different style, the great man theory, a lot of theories are there in this, a lot of types of leaders are there, the group decision making, group cohesiveness, teamwork, conflict management is another important thing that happens in the group process, a conflict management, the group structure. So these are all the different group dynamic process and different type of roles. I am not going in detail about this one, but even then task oriented role, social relation oriented role, and individual self oriented role can be classified into 3 categories, and these are the different type of role that we can go through the content of it. And conflict may occur because of so many reasons, and conflict is not involved in this one. So these are the things that comes in the group-led extension process. So what we have seen in this group-led extension, we have seen the group, how the group is formed, what is the advantage of the group, what is the benefits of group formation, what is the different type of conflict resolution mechanism, how the leaders are born, the leadership different style, different theories of leaders, and how the problem is solved, what are the processes involved in the group decision making process. So these are all the things that we have seen in the group-led extension. There are very good examples, especially with Raitu Basar in Andhra Pradesh, and group approach in Kerala, and lot of international experience also they have mentioned. I have very slight experience in Africa that I worked in 2 years, and Kenya and other places they have talked about the farmers self-help group. That is much talked in about our text message that you can go through it. So they all talk about the importance of the group-led extension. And if you, in hereafter is a era of group-led extension. If you want to go for some sort of extension approaches, rather than going in individualistic approach, we have to go on to the pluralistic mode as a group-led extension. So these are all the information that I want to tell you, and yeah, so that will be the thing that happens with the group-led extension process.